Can't tell you how many times I've seen that where a guy's pulling above the rim and then puts a little extra flip on the ball with his fingertips like you normally do on a finger roll, and it spins the ball out.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what's encouraging is the shots that Bane has gotten. We know he's used to making those shots, so he's starting to get his rhythm back and going to the basket more, mixing it up. He's just missing those shots, and he's not missing them by much. So, I think he's headed in the right direction.
Free throw for Jaren on the 2 are good. And he has 6 points now, 3 rebounds, and 4 blocks for Jaren Jackson Knight. Zion Williamson gets by Dillon Brooks at Jackson. Jackson got a piece of his shot attempt and stayed big. And the rebound grabbed by Steven Adams. Adams 14th of the ball game. 15th, excuse me. Adams top of the arc. Gives it off for Bane. They did not say Jackson got a piece of that for a block. Bane drives, running right-hand finger roll, blocked easily by Valanciunas. Dez is trying to force it right now. Up ahead, Zion Williamson into the body of Jackson, and Jackson's going to pick up a foul before the gather for Zion Williamson. The ball will go to the side. 10:35 remaining. It's the second on Jaren Jackson.
Well, and you can see, obviously we talk about Dez trying to force it a little bit. You can see when you shoot out of context, Eric, you just don't have the balance going back. And that time they was able to push it back. And now you got Zion coming downhill at you.
Grizzlies steal the inbounds pass. Morant takes an outlet pass off the steal to the rim. He gets away from Murphy and jams with 2 hands. 59-53. Morant now with 13. The steal for Steven Adams. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul.
Play.
Dillon Brooks and Zion Williamson. And now Dillon Brooks has got to stop clapping because he is really frustrated, and Ben Taylor is telling him to stop. You don't want a technical foul when you're only up by 6. They're going to switch Dillon Brooks off of Zion Williamson. He'll come over and guard Herb Jones. Brooks right there as Jones hands it off for McCollum. McCollum's 3 is no good. Rebound tapped and grabbed by John Morant. It was tapped by Adams. Morant crosses over on Murphy, gets to the window, and he has his layup attempt blocked by Zion Williamson. And Williamson on the land steps on Morant on the head or on the chest. It was a block, and boy, Morant hit the deck hard. Zion clearly not trying to step on him, but was trying to block the shot. The foul was committed, and he actually didn't. Yeah, he did step on him. He stepped on him, and he accidentally kicked him too. John helped up by Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson Jr. He and Zion very good friends, so that wasn't part of it. But when Zion went to block the shot, he inadvertently kicked him and then stepped on him. And Steven Adams saying, mop up the perspiration. Morant slowly walks back to the foul line.
Yeah, it looked like he wants to come out of the basketball.
Yeah,
game,
I don't blame him, man. That had to hurt.
Yeah.
That floor is not forgiving. He hit the deck hard, also got kicked and got stepped on. He's telling Taylor Jenkins to get Tyus Jones into the ballgame. The Grizzlies are going to get a take foul here. And the problem is you've already got 2 personals. But you got to get John Morant out of the ballgame if he says he has to come out. Morant makes the first. And boy, you got a game tomorrow night against a good Sacramento team that has the night off. I'm sure they probably already arrived in the Memphis metropolitan area on their flight after a tight ball game last night. And the Grizzlies, I don't know that they're going to foul intentionally here or not, or just try to maybe get the stop and then call a timeout.
All right.
Jones on the right wing, or just let this possession go. McCollum comes around a screen from Valanciunas. Back to the right wing, Jones. Jones will drive it in at Adams, drop it off for Valanciunas. He loses the handle. They call a foul on Dillon Brooks. Oh, Ben Taylor.
That's not a good call.
That is
terrible
Ben
call.
Taylor frustrated that Dillon Brooks was clapping at him.
Oh, man, you can't get personal like that. That's not a good call.
Oh, that's
no
so
way. Ball slipped out of his hand.
That is so ticky-tack, and that's the 5th foul on Dillon Brooks.
Man, you're a ref. You can't be sensitive about how players are, whether they're trying to, you feel like they're trying to taunt you or not. I mean, that's just not a good call.
Oh, that's the 5th on Brooks, and the Grizzlies lose Brooks, and they lose Morant. Left wing, Trey Murphy drives into the lane, hangs, lays it up on the window and in. 61-55. Left wing, Bane catches on the outlet from Jones, gets to the window, lays it up and in. Grizzlies come right back. And now Ben Taylor's teed up Dillon Brooks on the bench.
Got to get his emotions under control. There's no question about it. I mean, I know you want to play with that chip on your shoulder, but you have to be smart. Again, it's over. You have your 5th foul. Just sit on the bench and it's over. You can't get a technical from the bench.
That is unbelievable. The free throw by Murphy is good.
And you think about it, that's 5 points that we've given them. We gave them the 3 at the end of the first quarter. The shot when Jaron turned the basketball over, we gave them another foul, another technical foul. I think it was a technical foul when they got the free throw, and then you get that technical.
No, that's the first technical. So 4, but there hasn't been another technical. But that the foul on Jaron or on Dillon for the 5th is ridiculous. Williamson driving into the lane at Jackson, gets the layup, and it cuts the lead to 5. I watched the replay. He barely touches the forearm. There's so much more contact on every play, and that was Ben Taylor frustrated that Dillon Brooks was showing him up by clapping in his face. Adams drives it in at Valanciunas. There's more contact on that. But Adams feeds for Bane. Bane kicks it out to Roddy. Roddy tried to throw it out to the lane. It's deflected, stolen by the Pelicans. McCollum into the lane. Williamson goes to Jackson, lays it up and in. Timeout, Taylor Jenkins. 63-60. Grizzlies lead by 3. 9:05 remaining in the third on the Memphis Grizzlies Radio Network.
Sauced by Will Smith is taking their championship taste to FedEx Forum. Come enjoy your favorite lineup of sauces on traditional and boneless wings the next time you see the Memphis Grizzlies play. All of your favorite sauces, including the famous Garrick sauce, are now available as you cheer the home team on. Visit Sauced by Will Smith inside FedEx Forum at your next Grizzlies game, or come visit us anytime at our location in South Haven, Mississippi. Championship sauce, championship taste. Come get sauced today.
Great teams leave it all on the field. But with the powerful towing and payload that Ford F-150 delivers, you can take it all with you too. No wonder Ford F-Series is America's best-selling truck 44 years straight. The 2021 Ford F-150, built for greatness. Visit your local Ford dealer or buyfordnow.com. Based on 1977 to 2020 calendar year total sales.
Bally Sports Southeast is your network for Memphis Grizzlies basketball.
Sensational!
Tune in to see John Morant and the Beale Street Bears conquer the court all season long. Watch live on the same channels, including UVerse Channel 1727, DirecTV and DirecTV Stream Channel 649-2, and Xfinity Channel 1251, or stream on Bally Sports Plus or the Bally Sports app.
Yes, sir.
Bally Sports Southeast, the Grizzlies grind here.
Hey, Memphis Grizzlies fans, did you know that at any given time, there are 100 million pieces of litter on the state's roadways? And each year, the Tennessee Department of Transportation spends over $23 million picking up litter off the streets, rivers, lakes, and streams. Everyone can play a role in keeping Tennessee clean and safe. Visit NobodyTrashesTennessee.com to learn how you can get involved in the movement to end littering.
9:05 to play in the third quarter. Grizzlies lead the Pelicans by 3, up 63-60. The Edge Pass is the newest way to get access to FedEx Forum on game days, including to premier venues like Big River Steel Edge and Caesars Sportsbook Lounge. Don't miss Ja, Jaron, Dez, and the rest of your Grizzlies take on the biggest names and the brightest stars and lock in your tickets to make big-time noise today by calling 901-888-HOOP or go to Grizzlies.com. Eric?
Grizzlies lead is 3, 63-60. And the Pelicans taking advantage of now the fact Dillon Brooks is going to be on the bench. And I don't agree with the 5th foul. I didn't think there was enough to blow the whistle there. But if Ben Taylor sees he's got to call it, the fact of the matter is Dillon Brooks caught his attention by clapping at him. You've got to be smarter in close games against good teams to not try to show up the officials. You got to grow up. Let it go. Keep your emotions in check and play hard. Jackson in the lane. Nearly lost it. Gives it out to the foul line for Bane. Catch and shoot 15-footer is good.
Good job.
Jackson nearly lost the ball and his footing. Was able to stay on balance and not travel. Finds Desmond Bane, who buries his 5th shot of the night. 13 points. And Jackson will pick up the assist, his first of the night. McCollum to the left wing for Zion Williamson. Working on David Roddy to the left baseline. Lost the handle. It goes out of bounds. And Williamson held on to the ball, now gives it to Steven Adams. Adams is telling Aaron Smith, let us get the ball and go.
Yeah, and I would love to see Jaron Jackson, again, get more touches, Eric. That time, they're going to double team him if he get those touches.
Bane aggressive again, bounces left corner for Jackson.
Good
out
swing.
to Jones, left wing 3. Comes up short. Herb Jones will rebound it, give it up for C.J. McCollum, 65-60. Grizzlies by 5. McCollum to the right elbow. Fires a 15-footer and can't connect. Boy, good look there. Jackson now almost throws away an outlet pass for Bain. It's batted around. Grizzlies go to the floor to get it. Bain coming to get it. We're going to get a jump ball. Valanciunas and Jackson. Well, the Grizzlies are fortunate to still have it. Now they'll have to win a jump ball to keep it.
And that's what I'm saying. Now it comes down to, again, taking care of the basketball, limiting your turnovers, Eric, and then, again, playing under control. So now you may have to play a game that doesn't have as much pace in it because you have two of your starting guys out of the starting lineup. So,
well, Ja's back on the bench, so that's a good thing to see. He had to come out after driving to the bucket, just in case people just tuned in. He drove to the basket, got bumped and fouled, and Zion Williamson came to make sure there wasn't a three-point play. They say that Valanciunas touched it when he was standing out of bounds. Okay. So it is Grizzlies ball, no jump ball. 8 minutes remaining. Bain at the top. Catches from Jones. Gives back for Tyus, who bounces left elbow for Adams and cuts through. Adams squares up. Drives at Valanciunas. A lot of contact. Yeah, absolutely. Valanciunas going to take that foul, knowing that Adams has struggled from the line. But for Jonas Valanciunas, I believe that's his fourth.
Yeah.
And now we get a technical foul on who?
Valanciunas.
On Valanciunas. Well, I didn't see what he did there to Aaron Smith, but Aaron Smith just teed him up.
Well, and it was a foul. I mean, so again, I'm not trying to be biased, but that was in terms of the foul call, it was a good call.
So Bain makes the technical foul shot. So the Grizzlies do get one there, 66-60. And now Adams, who on the season is 26 of 80, that is 32.5%, will head to the line against his former team.
You can see 7:52 left in this quarter. See how guys are able to, again, I continue to talk about that mental toughness for this basketball team to see.
Little fortuitous bounce there. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, just to see if these guys can just turn it, just continue to be tough and turn it back on when they've lost a little bit of momentum.
So Morant returns. That's the cheer that you hear. Tyus Jones checks out. Adams with one more, and he misses the second. We're going to get a loose ball foul. What? Lane violation called on Zion Williamson. Wow. Okay.
See if we can get it back.
I honestly didn't see that.
And I think that's what happened in the first half when they had the lane violation for Zion. He got an additional.
Oh, yeah.
He got an additional
that's what you were talking about, the extra free throw. Yes.
That's exactly what happened. I was trying to think of what that was.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. That is the 5 points that you speak of. As the second free throw is missed, ball batted around. Jackson went up above everybody else and tapped it right to the Pelicans. I don't know who Jaron thought he was tapping that to, but there was no Grizzly there. 67-60, though. Grizzlies lead to 7. Williamson drives into traffic. We're going to get a whistle and a foul on Roddy. Zion Williamson is isolating David Roddy every time down the floor.
Well,
just taking him to the wing and trying to go off the dribble with the left hand. And, yep, Roddy got him right across the right arm.
Yeah. And you think about this. He's going left probably 80% of the time. He's going
left-handed, so absolutely.
But also you have to still think about this is once he gets moving, Eric, it's hard to stop him. So guys on the backside are going to have to be telling him, either force him to go right, and guys on the right side are going to have to tell him, hey, I'm here. Again, trying to force him to be a passer as much as possible. He's a willing passer, but you're going to have to make him pass the basketball. He's looking to score.
So we're going to get a 30-second infectious control timeout. Desmond Bain has a blood spot on his left knee, on his legging, and I don't know if he can continue with those leggings on or if they're going to have to just cut that part off.
Let's put some tape around.
Yeah, they're gonna clean it off. So not sure. The training staff attending to it. They brought they're going to spray it and tape it. Okay. I don't know who the blood came from, though. It doesn't look like Desmond's bleeding, but Zion Williamson, who made his first, now has to be interrupted for his second.
And the thing is with Zion is while Roddy is guarding him, he's going to get the benefit of the doubt against Roddy.
Oh,
whereas I
100%.
thought in the first half when Dylan Brooks was under control, playing him in the first half, he did a good job. Again, forcing him to play in that crowd, but Dylan is going to get the benefit of the doubt. They're not going to call those ticky-tack fouls on Dylan. Well, at least they were not calling him in the first half.
So Williamson comes and calmly makes the second. He's 4 of 4 from the line. Pelicans 15 of 19. Grizzlies 9 of 10. It's 67-62. Grizz by 5. Morant on the right side of the floor, backs it out beyond the arc, tries to feed to the top. Jones overplays it, gets a steal. Jones in transition at the window. Morant blocks the layup attempt, but he grabs the rim after the block. Can't do that. Can't do that. I don't think he goaltended on the initial shot attempt, but he came down and grabbed the rim. Jones got it up, and the ball had hit the window.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell from this angle. Yep, good call. I don't think you can grab the rim either. Jackson nearly. Yep,
Travels.
Jackson travels. Tried to jump it out. Herb Jones's length is really throwing the Grizzlies off. And Elliot, the Grizzlies are just standing around again like they were in that second quarter. They found some rhythm early in the third, but once again, the length of New Orleans is throwing the Grizzlies for a loop here on the offensive end. Williamson working on Roddy again with the drive. Runs
That's
right into
offensive foul.
Roddy.
Oh,
It's a
my-
blocking foul on Roddy, according to Brian Forte.
And I think what they're going to have to do is trying to get Jaren the ball free throw line extended against Zion, Eric. But the guard is standing at the top. Again, he's going to have to give him the basketball. He's going to have to
Wow.
cut through, take that defender at the top through with him, and then space the floor on the weak side. So that gives Jaren some room to operate.
Roddy just picked up his third. And he got hit right in the chest. And maybe a millisecond earlier, he's got an offensive foul, and Williamson picks up his fourth.
And I thought that was more of an offensive foul than the one in the first half, in my opinion.
Mhm. He's got a free throw here to cut it to 1. 7 minutes remaining. Pelicans are exploiting what they feel like is their strength, and their defense has ramped it up a notch as Zion misses the second. It's a 2-point Grizzly lead. Outlet pass from Morant off the rebound from Adams, his 17th of the game. Morant gets by Trey Murphy, goes in at Billy Hernan Gomez, powers it up and in, gets fouled, and he'll get one more. What a layup attempt, hanging in the air, not using the window. Morant absorbing contact and getting the foul on Billy Hernan Gomez, his first, and a potential 3-point play for the
A
Grizz.
big boy play by Ja. And you see teams trying to force him to go right a lot, Eric. They didn't want him to get back left, gave him a straight line drive right, but he's a willing driver going right, Eric, and was still able to finish.
Morant missed the foul shot. Offensive rebound to Adams. Kicks left corner. Bain doesn't shoot the three. Back out to Morant. Morant from the left wing with 14. The clock hasn't started. The clock did not. Rebound grab by Zion Williamson is fifth. Williamson to the top of the arc. Goes around his back with a dribble to the right wing. Keeping the dribble, bounces baseline right for Hernan Gomez in the lane, and Hernan Gomez is fouled by Desmond Bain.
And that
Billy Hernan Gomez to the free throw line.
And that happens sometimes. Again, when you have a guy like Zion, you get the ball watching, Eric, because you know you're the weak side guy. The next guy, you see Steven Adams kind of ball watching a little bit, and his man just slipped behind him.
Good call by the officials. As Hernan Gomez will go to the line, and the first one is good. He's now 2 for 3 from the line, 8 points. He and Marshall have combined for 20, while the rest of the Grizzly bench has 18. They also got 3 from Jackson Hayes on that prayer, and 3 from Jose Alvarado, 3 from Devontae Graham. Grizzly bench just is not produced. They do not have Zaire Williams tonight, and they do not have Santi Aldama, so the starter's playing a few more minutes. Williams with knee soreness ruled out tonight just before tip-off. As the Grizzly lead is cut to 4. Morant around a Jackson screen at the right elbow. Picked up by Zion. Gives right sideline Roddy. Back to Morant. He'll tee up a 3 over Zion. It's going to miss. Grizzlies just can't buy one, and the Pelicans are daring them to shoot. This is so much like the first matchup, where the Grizzlies just couldn't get one to go. Zion Williamson into the lane. Throws it away. No, it got deflected. Goes right to Marshall. Out to Herb Jones. Straightaway 3 is short. Rebound to Zion Williamson. Into the lane, and Adams draws contact. He'll get to the free throw line again.
I mean, he's a handful.
Yep. Well, you got to make shots for the Grizzlies. They're 4 for 21 from 3. And
I would love to see more ball movement, more people movement, high pick and rolls way up, allow Ja to play downhill, that force those guys on the wing to have to suck in. If Ja gets downhill, if they don't suck in, he's going to have his floater or get all the way to the basket.
Zion's first is missed. I mean, there's very little ball movement right now by the Grizzlies. It's a lot of one-on-one, and even in the pick and roll, there's nobody else moving. When they have moved, they have gotten great looks. But for whatever reason, this Pelican defense has really forced the Grizzlies into a lot of stagnant one-on-one or two-man game action that's really playing into the hands of the Pelicans defense. The Grizzlies are out shooting the Pelicans 47.5% to 35.6%, but only lead by 3 because the Pelicans have been to the line 25 times to 13 for the Grizz. Bain driving one-on-one, kicks it back out to the top for Morant, 10 on the shot clock. Morant hesitate left wing, spins in on McCollum in the lane. Little turnaround floater is good. McCollum has no chance of stopping that. Grizzlies go back up by 5.
Yeah, it's a broken play, but you just have a guy like Ja Morant that's the superstar here, just made something happen.
McCollum right wing, looking for Hernan Gomez, drives towards the right baseline on Bain, bounces in the lane for Hernan Gomez. His floater, no good. Great job by the Grizzlies to make McCollum give it up. Adams, the rebound, is 19th, ties his season high. Bain drives, left wing pull-up 3, in and out. Rebound tracked down by Jackson, but he overran it. Herb Jones takes it away from him. Gives it to the right side for Najee Marshall. Marshall into the body of Roddy. Roddy knocks it out of bounds as Marshall went up, was looking for a foul, didn't get it. John Conchar going to check in. And I believe it's for Jaren Jackson Jr. Jackson, they say, got the block. It's his 6th of the ball game. Timeout taken by the Pelicans. 4:39 remaining here in the third. Grizzlies on top by 5, 73-68 on the Memphis Grizzlies Radio Network.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We'll get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we'll take care of that free of charge.
But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $79.99.
You can learn more about our battery selection at AutoZone.com. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
At Mountain Dew, we'd like to remind you that the world as we know it would not exist without the number 0. Which is why, at Mountain Dew, we'd like to recognize the number 0 for making Mountain Dew Zero Sugar possible. Even with no sugar, it packs all of the bold citrus kick Dew Nation knows and loves. It's so good, you have no reason not to try it. As in 0. Get it? Crack open an ice-cold Mountain Dew Zero Sugar. It's zero sugar, all dew.
Rehearsals for the school play were really coming along.
Bigger smile, Mr. Squirrel?
Until a custodian accidentally threw away the costumes.
Oh no.
Everyone was rattled. Miss Garrity forgot how to play. And the Queen of the Hedgehogs almost quit.
Find a new queen.
But replacement costumes were shipped with FedEx, and with added peace of mind from picture proof of delivery, everyone could focus on the perfect opening night. FedEx, where now meets next, for residential delivery only.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think of calling for a ride, but nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that could happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone. The results of driving drunk are tragic. That's why law enforcement is out there looking for impaired drivers to save lives. So if you think you're okay to drive after a few drinks, think again. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Grizzlies lead the Pelicans 73-68 with 4:39 to play in the third quarter. Lizzo is coming to FedEx Forum with special guest Lotto Wednesday, April 26th. Tickets for the special tour are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com or at the FedEx Forum box office. Eric?
Thank you, JB. 4:39 remaining here in the third, and a game that really was a lot of fun until the clocks went out, and since that time, it's just been bizarre, to say the least. There's been no flow. It's a bunch of drives and fouls. We got 2 more free throws coming. It's going to be a ball on the baseline. We've got guys looking for blood on the floor now. Or something. Ja Morant got inadvertently kicked and stepped on. Dillon Brooks picked up a 5th foul while he was playing with 4 after picking up his 4th and then clapping about it. It's just one of those crazy nights in the NBA. So see which team can persevere through it. Grizzlies lead by 5, 4:35 remaining here in the third. Williamson on the left side on the wing, picked up by Roddy again. Drives with the right hand this time, into the lane. Scooping and laying it up and in with the left hand, leaning in. There's just not much David Roddy can do. They're just isolating on the wing and letting Williamson drive one-on-one every time, and I'm not sure how the Grizzlies can stop that.
Yeah, and overall, that was good defense. Forced him to go right, Eric. He just, a great player, just made a good shot.
16 points for Zion. Morant into the lane. Little running right-hand floater. Bounces off the back iron 4 times. Rebound tapped. Grabbed by Zion Williamson. Ja got a great look. Didn't connect. He's 8 of 16. Has 19 points. Williamson again with the ball in his hands. Kicks right wing for Jones. Jones spins into the paint. Kicks baseline left for Hernan Gomez. Out to the left wing, Najee Marshall. Marshall out to Jones. Jones with 10 on the shot clock. Back to Marshall on the left wing. He'll come around an Hernan Gomez screen to the left baseline. Running bank shot. He overshot it. Rebound back tapped and batted around. Still loose. Taken by Jones. Jones to the window. Layup attempt. Blocked by Adams. Still loose. Adams on the floor. Roddy on the floor. Ball still on the floor. Kicked around. Adams corrals it. And Hernan Gomez dives into Adams and causes a jump ball.
Good hustle.
Adams blocks his second shot. 9 blocks for the Grizzlies now. 5 for Jaren Jackson. It's just like a fork sticking in a marble there. The ball just kept squirting around.
It's good to see your big guy get on the floor. He's a warrior.
He's a beast. 20 rebounds tonight for Steven Adams, a new season high. And his career high is 23, and we've got 3:33 remaining in the third quarter. I'd be shocked if he doesn't end with a career high tonight. 73-70. I believe the franchise record is 26 rebounds by Lorenzen Wright, the late great. Hernan Gomez wins the tap. And the Pelicans get a second chance opportunity here. I don't know why it reset the shot clock to 14. The ball never hit the rim. Williamson on the right sideline. Drives it in at Roddy. Williamson tries to feed in the corner. It's deflected, stolen by Conchar. Grizzlies get it back either way. It's Conchar, Jones, Morant, Adams, and Roddy. Jones left corner for Morant. Drives the baseline. He stepped on the sideline on his move for the bucket.
It's unfortunate. But I like this lineup that's in the basketball game. You have a lot of guys who understand how to play. I think Tyus will settle us down a little bit. Conchar is a guy that's not going to get outside himself. So let's see if these guys can get something going.
So, Williamson on the right wing, again going to drive into the lane at Roddy, gets to the window, powers it up with the right hand, missed the layup, it spun out. Rebound back tap, grabbed by Morant. We're going to get a loose ball foul called on the Grizz. It's going to be called on David Roddy. And Billy Hernan Gomez is going to go to the line.
Well, Roddy is doing a much better job, again, of forcing Zion to go right.
Goodness gracious. With all the contact, that's what they called. There's a ton that's happening. I don't dispute that Roddy hit him with the ball, hit his wrist and ball at the same time, but there was so much more body contact than that, and Hernan Gomez makes the first. 26 free throws for the Pelicans, 13 for the Grizzlies. 20 fouls on the Grizzlies, 12 for the Pelicans. 2:57 remaining here in the third. And Hernan Gomez, go back the line. They say Adams has 18 rebounds now, not 19. I'm not sure why. Oh, because the loose ball didn't count as a rebound. Hernan Gomez, it wasn't a tie-up. He never had possession. So
they've done a good job of making their free throws as well. 21 for 27.
77.8%. They've gone 27 times. It's how they're shooting 33.3% and staying in it. Morant, downhill at Dyson Daniels. Didn't kick it out to Roddy. Stepped through, and they say he traveled.
Ooh. I didn't see that.
Yeah, he picked it up. He picked it up. He picked up the pivot foot as he leaned in. He picked it up instead of going off 2 feet. 2:38 remaining here in the third. 73-72. Pelicans can take their first lead of the ball, or they have had a lead at one point earlier tonight. Zion Williamson drives at Roddy again, hangs, kicks it out for Alvarado. Alvarado to the right side, Dyson Daniels tees up an open three. It's no good. Rebound grab by Tyus Jones. Here come the Grizz back the other way. Jones to Clark, gathers in the lane, goes at Daniels, lays it up and in. Beautiful hop step by Brandon Clark in transition to get the bucket, his second, and it's 75-72. Zion Williamson, left side of the floor, backs out to the wing, going to go off the dribble again, now comes out to the top of the arc. 2 minutes remaining in the third. Williamson goes left at Roddy, shoulders in, loses the handle, picked up by Morant. Morant working at the rookie Daniels, spins in the lane, dropped it off Roddy, who lays it up and in. Morant picks up his 7th assist, gave it up as Daniels did a good job protecting the rim. Marshall working at Conchar. Najee Marshall with 17 on the shot clock. Up top for Dyson Daniels. Daniels in the lane. Oh, he traveled. He lobbed to Jackson Hayes. Hayes can't get away with it. Hayes gets fouled in the lane. He was in there forever.
Looks like that's on Roddy, too, I think. Oh, Brandon
It's
Clark.
on Brandon Clark. Jackson Hayes was in there the whole time. Caught the lob, pump faked, sat in there, and then Clark commits the foul. Wow.
Well, you think about the last possession, talking about Roddy playing much better defense on Zion, sitting on that left hand, and Zion still tried to go left, Eric, and just forced to turn the basketball over. That's the way you have to play him. Force him to go right. You know you have that support on the right side, but don't let him get back to his strong hand.
Jackson Hayes, 17 of 24 on the season, now 18 of 25, 72%. And Zion Williamson checks out of the game. Hayes makes both free throws. It's a 3-point Grizzly lead, 77-74. Morant, Jones, Clark, Roddy, and Conchar. 90 seconds remain. Grizzlies do get it to start the fourth quarter. 23 of 29 for the Pelicans. From the line after those two, 79.3%. Now Najee Marshall fouls Brandon Clark. And a minute 24 remaining here as Clark got hit to the floor, holding his right hip.
And this is the lineup that they have to make sure that they rebound collectively. They have Brandon Clark at the 5 spot, Eric. So they're short. Everybody has to come back and rebound, including guards.
Yeah. Dillon Brooks on the bench for those 5 personal fouls. Clark at the line. Rattles home. 10 of 14 for the Grizzlies. But of those 4 misses, 3 belong to Steven Adams. And the other miss came from John Moran, who's 3 for 4. Clark sets, fires, buries that one. Free throw shooting for Brandon Clark this year has been a bonus. Over 75% now, 63 for 84. McCollum from the left wing, drives it in, and Conchar running left-hand bank shot is good. Just got Conchar on his outside hip, or inside hip, and went to the outside with the left-hand bank. 79-76 with a minute 08 remaining in the third. Grizzlies by 3 with the ball. Jones back to the right sideline. Morant stutter steps on Hayes. Step back, 18-footer. Got another one. He lost Hayes earlier, and Morant has 21. That one from the right side. The earlier one was from straight away.
Nice rhythm shot.
Yeah, really nice rhythm shot. 9 of 17 for Morant. Of his 8 misses, 5 have been from 3. 45 seconds remain in the quarter. 8 on the shot clock. McCollum working on Conchar again. Step in, step out, 3 on the way. Buried it. Been doing that too long. 81-76. Grizzlies lead of 5 gets cut to 2 at 81-79 after that 3 by McCollum, who's now made 2 in a row. He had been quiet. Morant walks into a straightaway 3 to answer and get a 2 for 1. It's no good. 30 seconds remain. 81-79. And the Pelicans can tie it with a 2, take the lead with a 3. McCollum now picked up by Tyus Jones. McCollum backs out deep left wing, working on Jones. 3 on the shot clock. Drives, gets tripped up, nowhere to go. Throws it up in the air, barely hits the iron. Rebound grabbed by Jones. Out to Morant. He brings length to the floor and jams with 2 hands. Morant stared down Alvarado after. He didn't like that Alvarado chased him down and made it a little more dangerous than it was. Marshall, a running 3 at the horn is no good. Morant gets the bucket at the horn. Grizzlies get it to start the fourth. They lead by 4. 83-79 on the Memphis Grizzlies Radio Network.
Life Care Ambulance is proud to be an official partner of the Memphis Grizzlies and FedEx Forum. At Life Care, we wear our hearts with pride. Our passion is our people. We want you to love what you do and where you do it. Our employee-driven culture encourages a healthy work-life balance and supportive work environment. We invest in your success and well-being so that you can provide the best care for the patients that we serve. Join our incredible team of EMTs and paramedics in Memphis, Nashville, and across the nation today. Learn more at lifecareamb.com.
Nacho fries are back at Taco Bell. You know, the fries covered in bold Mexican spices you dip in a warm nacho cheese sauce. You can also dunk them in nacho cheese sauce or pour the sauce onto a pile of them and create like a nacho fries nachos. The thing is that you eat them with nacho cheese sauce. That's what makes them nacho fries. Otherwise, you're just eating fries and sipping on nacho cheese sauce, and that's the wrong way. Sorry, just really passionate about nacho fries.
Nacho fries are back, only at Taco Bell. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact local store for hours and participation which vary.
Basketball season is in full swing, and it's time to take the court with BetMGM, an authorized gaming partner of the NBA and official sportsbook partner of the Memphis Grizzlies. Download the BetMGM app today and make every play and every basket mean more than ever. When you sign up, you'll enjoy instant access to a variety of parlay selection features, live betting options, daily promotions, and much more. The BetMGM app is the best way to experience the thrill of wagering on the Grizzlies and all your favorite NBA teams. Download the app to take the king of sportsbooks with you wherever you go and get ready to turn game time into showtime with BetMGM all season long. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 years of age or older to wager. Tennessee only. For problem gambling support, call the Tennessee Red Line at 800-889-9789.
1 quarter of Grizzlies basketball left in the year 2022. They take an 83-79 lead over the Pelicans into the fourth quarter here at FedEx Forum. Grizz fans get big-time game day deals when you sign up for buzzer beaters. Text buzzer beater to 833-550-0028 to opt in for discounts to your next home game today. Visit grizzlies.com/buzzer beater for more info. Eric?
Thank you, JB. Grizzlies leading by 4, heading to the fourth. As it'll be Jones, Conchar, Roddy, Jackson, and Clark. McCollum, Alvarado, Marshall, Valanciunas, and Jackson Hayes for the Pelicans. Jones in the backcourt, pressed by Alvarado, bounces across the timeline to the right wing for Conchar. Up top for Jackson. Grizzlies going right to left on the radio dial. Jackson gives left elbow Clark. Jackson Hayes runs through Tyus Jones. And going to pick up a quick foul here. Hayes will pick up his second. Grizzlies have been to the line 15 times. Pelicans 29. Grizzlies have been called for 21 fouls. The Pelicans now 14. So we'll see if at all that number evens out in these final 12 minutes. Usually they do, but boy, the Grizzlies, and you got a lot of it has to do with Zion Williamson just isolating and trying to drive his way into the lane. The Grizzlies have not done that. The Grizzlies have shot 49.3% for the game. Pelicans 33.8%, but they're right in there. Conchar left wing. Gives up top for Jackson. Jackson working at Jackson Hayes. Jaren with it to the left wing Clark. Downhill at Valanciunas. Spins, and Valanciunas ends up kicking the ball out of bounds as he pulled the chair on Clark on the spin move. Clark was looking for a little bump that would give him that extra little burst to the bucket. When Valanciunas backed away and didn't make the body contact, Clark was off balance, but it was Valanciunas who ended up kicking the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, 2.6 seconds.
So Grizzlies have to inbound and take a quick shot. Inbounds comes for Jaren Jackson. He'll have a look at a right wing three, tees it up, and banks it in. Ring it up. Put 3 on the board. So the one for Jackson Hayes earlier, the Grizzlies get one back right there, and it's 86-79.
We'll take it.
That evens it out a little bit. Jackson Hayes hit a 35-footer off a late turnover to end the quarter. Najee Marshall's right wing three is no good. Conchar had Roddy, didn't look. Got the rebound, gave it to Jones. Jones ahead for Clark. Catches on Valanciunas, and Valanciunas going to get a bumping foul, and that's going to be his 5th. Valanciunas going to have to come back out of the ball game as Jonas Valanciunas picks up the foul, and Brandon Clark got bumped. I thought there was contact. I wondered if they would blow the whistle, and Ben Taylor says, you got a chance to sub him out, coach, and Willie Green does not.
Yeah.
You got to go right at Valanciunas. Jackson, a straightaway three, almost banked in a second one. This one too strong, and the rebound grab by Valanciunas. Grizzlies now 5 for 25 from 3. It's been that kind of last 2 weeks of December. Feed to the block. Stolen by Jackson as he overplays the entry feed for Valanciunas. Jaren Jackson with his 3rd steal. Top of the arc, Jones. Jones to the right wing, Jaren Jackson. He'll drive it in at Jackson Hayes. Into the lane. Got fouled, no call. Lays it up and in. Hayes was going to...
Oh, my goodness. All of that contact, everything they've been calling tonight, that's clearly a foul.
Well, Jackson Hayes got him right. Backed it away. You know what? It looked like it from our angle, but looking at the replay from the top, pretty good no call. And Jackson Hayes didn't want to pick up the foul and gave Jaren Jackson the layup. Feed to the block for Valanciunas, stolen by Clark. Great play there again by the Grizzlies defensively. Jones lobs for Clark. He lays it up and in. Timeout, New Orleans. There's your shot nurse shot of the game. It came from a foot away, but it was because of a gorgeous alley-oop from Tyus Jones. to Brandon Clark. He lays it in, and the Grizzlies lead by 11. Timeout Pelicans, the shot nurse, the protection you need with a personal touch. Tyus Jones with a little touch to Brandon Clark, who touched it off the glass, and the Grizzlies lead by 11. We'll take a timeout. 10:25 remain, 90-79. Grizzlies on top on the Memphis Grizzlies Radio Network.
When you're hurt, don't just go to the doctor. Go to a specialist. Go to Campbell Clinic, where experts have dedicated decades to mastering the most advanced orthopedic treatments and techniques available. Where you can get expert care for everything from a twisted ankle to sore joints to chronic back pain, even without an appointment. Because when you come to Campbell Clinic, you aren't just getting the best care in the city. You're getting some of the finest orthopedic care in the country. Book online or find a walk-in location today at campbellclinic.com.
Don't put off getting your oil changed, Memphis. The Grizzlies' official partner. Take 5 oil changes faster than you think. There's no appointment needed. There isn't even a waiting room. Yep, you heard that correctly. Take 5 oil changes so fast you don't even have to get out of your car. You can take advantage of Take 5's fast, friendly, and simple service at any of their locations across the Memphis area. And remember, at Take 5, you stay in your car because they're faster than you think. That means you won't even have time to show off your perfect jump shot or your killer crossover. Take 5 to stay in your car 10-minute oil change.
I'm with John Burgos from the world-famous Rendezvous in the Alley since 1948.
Brett, I want to talk about our seasoning and sauce today. Our sauce is a great blend of sweet, mustard, and vinegar. It's good on so many items other than barbecue. It's good on pizza. People use it in lieu of ketchup. But our seasoning is the original dry rub, created by my father using a mixture of Greek and Cajun spices. People think our sauce and seasoning are good just during the grilling season. Nothing could be further from the truth. It's good year-round. Our seasoning is good on fish, chicken, deviled eggs, corn on the cob, French fries. People even put a dash in a Bloody Mary. To get a complete list of all of our recipes using our products, go to hogsfly.com, click recipes, and you'll see 50 wonderful items and dishes. And Brett, our sauce and seasoning is available at most grocery stores, and if they don't have it, please remind your grocer to stock it. And our slaw is also available at most Kroger stores.
Thank you, John. The Rendezvous, Mr. Charlie Burgos' Rendezvous in the Alley since 1948 and celebrating its 75th year.
Welcome back to FedEx Forum, where the Grizzlies lead the Pelicans by 11 with 10:25 to play, up 90-79. All Grizz all the time. Stay connected and follow at MemGrizz and at Grind City Media across all social channels, including Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, for breaking news, one-of-a-kind content, and all the perspectives you won't find anywhere else. Eric?
Pelicans with it, down by 11, but a long way to go here as the Grizzlies push with a strong start, 7-0 run to open the fourth quarter. And they got the final points of the third as well, as Najee Marshall will hand it off for Zion Williamson. Back to McCollum, back to Williamson. Drives, kicks for McCollum. McCollum off the dribble, run off the three-point line. Out to the right wing, Devontae Graham. Jones runs him off the three-point line. He'll feed left corner Najee Marshall. Tees up a three. It's no good. Grizzlies did a great job that possession, and now we get a loose ball foul called on Jaren Jackson Jr.
That's a great job defensively scrambling there.
So the Grizzlies scrambled well, but a loose ball foul called on Jaren, and for Jaren, that's his third. He's on Williamson. Williamson drives in the lane, gets inside, and lays it up and in. 9-point Grizzly lead. 9:54 remaining, and Zion Williamson has 18. Jackson from the right wing, up top for Clark. Clark gives it off for Tyus Jones. Jones bounces back to Clark in the lane. Little running right-hand floater, too strong. Clark gets his own miss, though. Clark jumped right back into the lane and got it at the foul line. Gives deep left wing for Tyus Jones. 9:38 left to go in the ballgame. Jones on the left wing. Jones out to the top, Jackson. Jackson to Conchar. He'll go off the bounce at Williamson. Drops it off for Clark. Clark missed the bank shot. Clark going up is fouled, and it's going to be the fifth on Jonas Valanciunas. That's 6, I believe. Jonas stayed in with 5 fouls. He's out of the game now with 6. Wow, they hadn't updated the scoreboard. My apologies. Dylan Brooks is in the game with his 5 fouls. Valanciunas just fouled out.
Yeah.
Billy Hernan Gomez is going to go the rest of the way.
And I think Willie Green just said, hey, look, I'm going to get those minutes out of him. If he fouls out, I feel comfortable with
well, he honestly hasn't been a factor in the game. Jackson Hayes, and I'm not meaning to interrupt you, but Billy Hernan Gomez has 11 and 7 in 13 minutes, and Jonas had 6 points and 6 rebounds. in 22 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, this guy has probably been more, in terms of being more productive. He's been more productive in his basketball game. So I can see the move by Willie Green. It's look, I'm just going to let him play it out. If he fouls out, it's not a big deal.
That is the third team foul on the Pelicans as well, with 9:28 remaining in the game. So they're a couple away from the penalty. And if that happens, that takes away some ability for them to be aggressive if they're trailing later in the fourth quarter. Clark makes both foul shots, 12 of 16 overall for the Grizzlies. 13 of 17. Slow to update the scoreboard tonight. Zion Williamson on the left wing, picked up by Brandon Clark, 9 on the shot clock. Williamson drives, kicks from McCollum. Open look at a 3. Wow, the Grizzlies are fortunate there because McCollum had set up, and now we're going to get a loose ball foul called on Billy Hernangomez. He doesn't like the call. Said Aaron Smith that he grabbed the waist, and Billy Hernangomez is saying, I did not. He pushed me. Oh, the right hand was right there. It was for a split second. Well, that's a break for the Grizz. That's the 14th foul, too, now. So for 9 minutes left, the Pelicans are essentially in the penalty now. Clark hands it for Brooks. Straight away, catch and shoot 3. Way off the mark to the right. Dillon trying to get into some sort of rhythm after leaving the game early third, picking up 2 quick fouls and getting to that 5th foul. Trey Murphy, the third in the right corner, working on Brooks. Backs it out, bounces back to the right baseline. Williamson drives into the body of Clark, trying to feed in the lane, and we get a whistle, and it's Williamson stepping on the baseline for the turnover to give it back to the Grizz. 19 Pelican turnovers. Terrific defense on that play by Brandon Clark, who now has 10 points, 3 rebounds, and a steal, and that defense right there was terrific against
Absolutely.
Zion Williamson. 8:35 remaining here in the ball game. Jackson catches, attacks to the window, laid up and blocked from
Basket,
behind by
man.
Zion Williamson, and they call goaltending.
Yeah, it's a basket. I didn't hear the
Zion
whistle
questions
blow.
Aaron Smith, but it wasn't Aaron Smith that called the goaltend. It was Brian Forte. Brian Forte telling the Pelicans bench, I saw it, I called it, sit down. He just looked right over and told them, that's what I saw. 94-81, 13-point Grizzly lead. Williamson drives at Jackson, hangs. Jackson blocks his layup. Williamson gets it back, puts it up, and is fouled.
Well, and that's unfortunate. Again, the initial defense against him, now that they figured it out a little bit, Eric, keeping him going right. He has not been as effective going right. That time he just stayed with the play, got the loose ball, and just powered his way up.
18 points, 9 rebounds now for Zion. Jackson blocked his 6th shot. The last foul, I believe, was called on Brandon Clark. And Williamson back to the line, makes the first. He's 7 of 9 from the stripe tonight. Clark's foul is his 4th. And Steven Adams set to check in. 8:15 remaining here. Adams going to go back to the side, not check in. You'll wait for the under 7 timeout as Zion makes a pair. I think we already took the under 7 timeout, though.
And I would still say overall they've done a fantastic job
Yeah.
on Zion. I mean, you look at his
Terrific.
numbers, only 20 points, and also C.J. McCollum.
Well, it's 6 of 15. It hasn't been an efficient 20. Jackson
Got him.
catches, gets by Zion, jams with 2 hands. He went to the right side of the block, spun back to his left, and Jaren Jackson Jr. rocks the rim with a 2-handed jam. He's got 15. 96-83, 7:50 remaining in the ballgame. Zion Williamson between the circles. What kind of juice do the Pelicans have left after a game last night in the Big Easy against Philly? McCollum finds Trey Murphy. His 3 comes up short. Rebounded by Jackson, his 5th. Up the right sideline, Tyus Jones jogs it into the front court off the outlet pass towards the baseline right side, bounces across the lane, left corner for Brooks, the 3 on the way, no good. Offensive rebound to Clark, put back on the way, back iron up, and into the net. Brandon Clark gets the floater, 15-point Grizzly lead. McCollum drives, and what? We're going to get a whistle and a hand check foul called on John Conchar. Or it's going to be a timeout. Timeout Pelicans. Pelicans will take a timeout. 7 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. 15-point Grizzly lead, 98-83 on the Memphis Grizzlies radio network.
Great teams leave it all on the field. But with the powerful towing and payload that Ford F-150 delivers, you can take it all with you too. No wonder Ford F-Series is America's best-selling truck 44 years straight. The 2021 Ford F-150, built for greatness. Visit your local Ford dealer or buyfordnow.com. Based on 1977 to 2020 calendar year total sales.
Rehearsals for the school play were really coming along.
Bigger smile, Mr. Squirrel?
Until a custodian accidentally threw away the costumes.
Oh no.
Everyone was rattled. Miss Garrity forgot how to play. And the Queen of the Hedgehogs almost quit.
Find a new queen.
But replacement costumes were shipped with FedEx, and with added peace of mind from picture proof of delivery, everyone could focus on the perfect opening night. FedEx, where now meets next. For residential delivery only.
Frame Corner is proud to serve the custom framing needs of Memphis area artists, designers, and businesses. Frame Corner designers are experts in preservation and bring years of experience when it comes to matching your specific design style. Frame Corner specializes in framing fine art originals and prints, professional photography, sports, and cultural memorabilia. Locally owned and operated to fit the needs of Memphis. Frame Corner. We frame for Memphis. We frame for you. Located at 5035 Park Avenue or visit framecornermemphis.com.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Oh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
15-point Grizzlies lead with 7:20 to play tonight at FedEx Forum as they're on top of the Pelicans, 98-83. WWE Friday Night SmackDown is coming to FedEx Forum Friday, January 6th. Catch your favorite SmackDown superstars live. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com or at the FedEx Forum box office. Eric?
Are you partaking in those festivities?
Allegedly, I am. I have never been to a WWE event.
What do you mean allegedly? You either are or you are not.
I do have tickets.
There you go.
To those festivities.
Are you afraid to admit this? Because you've never been, or
I've never been. I don't know what to expect.
I took my son once, and he enjoyed it, but every time somebody did something, he screamed "ooh!" And so I thought the people around us were getting annoyed. But there was a kid younger than him that explained everything to him. As McCollum drives to the lane, and he gets explained to by Brandon Clark that that's not going to happen as he blocks it out of the sky. 98-83, 7:05 remaining. Conchar, Clark, Morant, Brooks, and Jackson for the Grizzlies. McCollum, Graham, Murphy, Williamson, Hernan Gomez for the Pelicans. Jackson from the right side drives in at Hernan Gomez, hangs and lays it up and in. Jaren Jackson has been a monster here in this fourth quarter.
No, of course, I just don't think there's an answer for him. Even when Zion was trying to guard him, Eric, he took him down low. That time,
he went at Hernan Gomez.
Hernan Gomez off the dribble.
Williamson had to change his shot as Jackson came over. Williamson off the drive throws up an air ball, rebounded by the Grizzlies. They have it in a 17-point lead. Morant from the top. Drives into the paint of McCollum. Step back, 10-footer on the way. Too good. John Morant's got 25, 11 of 20 from the field, and it's now starting to look like the Grizzlies are going to pull away here late as the Pelicans just look like they're running out of gas.
Yeah, big boy shot by Ja.
McCollum to his left, kicks right sideline Murphy. Murphy drives the baseline, hangs at Jackson, got contact, he'll get 2 free throws. Jaren Jackson in this quarter now has 11 points. He also has a block and a couple of rebounds.
He's played fantastic. I mean, again, when he can stay in the basketball game, Eric,
sure, and
offensively he's playing well. He can play extended minutes. I mean, he's going to have an effect on the basketball game. Offensively, we've seen him take the mismatches, take Zion to the basket. Also, this last time, going to the basket off the dribble. And then defensively, he's just the same old Jaren. I mean, obviously, he's going to have an impact defensively.
Murphy makes the first. No surprise there. He's a terrific foul shooter. Boy, he's a candidate for most improved player. Really didn't give them much at all last year, averaging almost 13 points a game, shooting 91% coming in from free throw, 42.5% from three, and nearly 50% from the field overall, 48%. And that's for a guy in his second year out of Virginia that last year was just a non-factor in their rotation.
Yeah, I mean, this is a deep team to try to get into, and so good coaching, good development of this young guy, so he's making an impact now.
Morant, hesitation. He was last year's most improved winner, and he's showing why, just continuing to attack, gets another bucket, gets a foul, and he'll have a chance at his 28th point here. 104-85. The Grizzlies have had every answer in this fourth quarter where they have really, really put the screws to the Pelicans. As the Grizzlies have now outscored the Pelicans 21-17 28-6 here in the fourth.
Well, and you think about your two best players, Jaren 7 for 13, Ja 12 for 21, 27 points for Ja, 17 for Jaren. I mean, both of those guys have been very efficient tonight. And you can throw Brandon Clark in the mix and Tyus Jones as well.
28 now for Morant as he makes the foul shot. 20-point Grizzly lead. Right wing three for Devontae Graham. Would have gone, but it's an illegal screen set by Herb Jones. And Jones just waved off Ben Taylor right to his face. Dylan Brooks clapped. Herb Jones just waved him off right to his face. Wow.
And a lot of that has to do with reputation. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
it does.
Dylan, they're going to be looking at him, and they're going to have a short leash for Dylan.
105-85. Grizzlies have opened up a 20-point lead. Morant left wing. Drives into the lane. Hangs. Scoops. Doesn't get it to go, but he'll have a chance at a 30-point game if he can connect on 2 foul shots. 5:39 remaining, and the Grizzlies looking like they're going to make it a 2-1 edge in the season series. These two teams will play again in the Big Easy towards the end of the year. That could be a very important game in April.
Yeah, it will be. And like I said, I think they'll, if you think about it, they have, Brandon Ingram back. That's another guy on the offensive end that's a potent scorer for this team. That's another option for them. And then they have Larry Nance Jr. back defensively. And then he's the guy who's able to switch out, Eric. I mean, much like we're able to switch out with Jaren Jackson, Brandon Clark. So he gives them another guy that's a defensive guy, but also kind of an X-factor guy.
Yeah, Ingram has been out with a toe injury similar to Desmond Baines. And there are some in New Orleans that are asking that same question that was asked here last year. Are they better without him? Like they asked. They're not better without him, but
no way.
When the rotation changes, now you can do some different things. And the guys like Trey Murphy, guys like Najee Marshall that are getting more minutes now can play with more confidence. The question becomes, with those three guys, with McCollum, Ingram, and Zion on the floor, is it better for one of them to come off the bench so they get more touches and really can take a dominant scoring role as Alvarado drops it for Jackson Hayes in the right-hand floater? Morant made both of his free throws. I think you have your best players on the floor when you can.
My answer is no, because you can get guys on the floor through your substitution pattern.
Right.
I mean, you can have a guy that be a featured guy through your substitution pattern, but all those guys just start.
Clark thought about an alley-oop to Morant, can't get it to him. Cross-court feed from Brooks to Bain goes off his fingertips and out of bounds. 16th Grizzly turnover there. It is 107-87. Ja Morant has a 30-point night. And on the season for Ja, that is his 13th game with 30 or more. Wow. There were years where only 3 games were 30 or more for a Grizzly player total. 4:59 remaining, just a different time, and a very exciting group of players here closing what many would argue is the most successful calendar year in franchise history.
Yeah.
When you think about when this team took their turn last year, after Thanksgiving into December, and that early season or that early January road trip where they went to Brooklyn and then went to Cleveland and won back-to-back games and really took control of their destiny in the West after that. It's been a remarkable 12-month run.
Yeah. Resilient basketball team, but you add talent with that as well. I mean, that's special makeup.
Hayes got the bucket, missed the and one. Morant working in on Herbert Jones. Hangs, throws a pass out to the right wing for David Roddy. Roddy working in on Jackson Hayes to the window. Hayes blocks the shot, and we're going to get an offensive foul on David Roddy with the off arm as he hits Jackson Hayes. Hayes now doubles over, checking his face, checking his nose. Roddy with that off arm. And Jackson Hayes says he's fine. Brandon Clark checks out. 107-89, 18 points. Grizzly advantage, 4:37 remaining.
But I think one of the things they want to do is finish this game out. You don't want this team to get a quick run or even feel like that they were in this basketball game. You want to finish it out strong.
Jones to the right wing for Devontae Graham. Graham bounces for Hayes. Back to Graham. He'll fire a right wing three. It's short. Adams with a rebound. I believe that'll be credited as his 20th of the night. 4:15 remaining. He had 20 at one point. They took 2 away. One because it was a jump ball. Not sure why the other one. He now has 20 again, though. Hopefully they don't take any more away. It's the first 20-rebound game of the season. Morant, step back left wing 20-footer. And again, it's on Jackson Hayes. And again, it's good. Morant has 32. 109-89. Alvarado on the right wing. Out to the left wing, Devontae Graham. Pump fakes. Kicks back to Alvarado to the right wing. Steps into a 3. It's too strong. Rebound taken by Desmond Bain. Bain will drive it down the floor on the left side on the wing. Slows down there. 3:42 remaining. Bain around an Adams screen. Crosses over at Hayes. Euro steps. Hayes blocks his layup attempt. Rebound grab by Graham up ahead for Murphy. Murphy will jam with the right hand, and he throws it down. Taylor Jenkins will take a timeout. 3:32 left. Grizzlies will call the timeout. 109-91. We'll take a quick break in Memphis on the Memphis Grizzlies Radio Network.
For nearly 18 years, we've been delivering brand new vehicles right there in the Memphis market. And now we're excited to announce that Red River has a Toyota store right here in Wynn, just a short hop across the river to get the best deal on a new Toyota than anywhere else in your state or our state. Or we can bring it right to Memphis and drop it off in your driveway. You can order yours online right now at redrivertoyota.com and we'll bring it to you. So check us out at redrivertoyota.com or come see us in Wynn.
It's flu season. Protect yourself and loved ones with a seasonal flu shot from the Shot Nurse. Plus, to save yourself a trip, you can safely get the flu shot at the same time as other vaccines, including the latest bivalent COVID-19 booster. And the flu shot is free with most insurance. Get the protection you need with a personal touch at the Shot Nurse. With 3 locations, it's fast, convenient, and easy.
Protection you need with a personal touch. The Shot Nurse.
Grizzlies with an 18-point lead over the Pelicans with 3:32 to play, up 109-91. Get your daily sports, pop culture, and Grizz fix with insider news and commentary on all things sports and more with the Chris Vernon Show, presented by Caesars Sportsbook, live at noon Central Time, Monday through Friday on Grind City Media on YouTube. To watch the Chris Vernon Show anytime, visit grindcitymedia.com, Grind City Media on YouTube, or subscribe and listen daily on Spotify and Apple. Eric?
Well, the Grizzlies with an 18-point lead. John Morant will sit down. Dillon Brooks, Desmond Bain, Steven Adams on the floor, along with Conchar and Roddy. Bain on the left wing, holding on his left hip, as Bain will give top of the arc for Steven Adams. Adams bounces underneath for Bain. Catch, turn, and fire on a fadeaway 10-footer from the right side of the lane is no good. Alvarado the rebound. Alvarado back the other way. It's Alvarado, Jones, Graham, Jackson Hayes, and Trey Murphy. Grizzlies defense was terrific tonight. Jones into the lane. Drops for Jackson Hayes. He floats it up and in from 7 feet out. Jackson Hayes now with 11 in the ballgame. 2:52 left here in the contest. Grizzlies will take the third of 4 matchups. April 5th will be the season finale between the two teams, and there's a chance these two teams could square off in the postseason. Bain drives in on Devontae Graham. Little push-off, little floater is good. 18 for Desmond Bain tonight on 7 of 18 from the field. 1 for 5 from 3. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left.
And I like the way he's played tonight. We talked about incorporating him in the offense. He's been just a steady flow in his offense tonight.
Alvarado down the right side of the lane, runs it up and in. He gets the bucket on the drive. Jose Alvarado with 5. C.J. McCollum tonight, only 10 points on 4 of 16. Grizzlies did a great job defensively against a guy who is a known Grizz killer. Adams bounces for Conchar. Conchar to the window, lays it up and in. Steven Adams will pick up his 3rd assist. 1:58 remaining in the ball game as Graham gives for Alvarado, and the Grizzlies lead 113-95. Trey Murphy launches a high arcing right wing 3. Bain grabs the rebound. Bain will bring it across the timeline. Minute 45 left. Bain drives, bounces to the baseline for Conchar. It's deflected and stolen. Jackson Hayes with the loose ball up ahead for Murphy. Murphy to the rim, jams again viciously with the right hand. Boy, that sounded like it hurt.
Yeah.
Bain left wing, pump fakes. Jones flies by. Bain steps back, launches a 3. It's no good. Adams taps the rebound, gets it back, and I believe that'll give Steven Adams 21 rebounds and 2 at the free throw line. 113-97.
I'm a Steven Adams fan, Eric. I've always been, a fan of Steven Adams, even when he was with OKC. But the fact that he can come night in and night out, I'm always impressed with guys who come and just do their job every night. They're consistent with what they do. They don't have any highs, they don't have any lows. They just come out and they're just even keel, do their job.
Yep, he is a blue-collar, workman-like player. He had Zach Randolph who would do that but could really, really score.
Yeah, Zebo was a scorer.
And I think I've said this about Adams quite a few times to people. I think had someone really focused him on being an offensive weapon earlier in his career, he could have been.
Well,
but when he got here in America and played 1 year at Pittsburgh and then gets drafted by the Thunder and he's got Westbrook and Durant, all they needed him to do was rebound and set screens and block shots, and that's what he did. And so he
Did
makes
they have
the second of 2 free
Ibaka
throws.
at the time too? Serge Ibaka at the time too.
Ibaka was there too. Yeah, they had plenty of scoring.
But
10 points, 21 rebounds for Adams. He gets a double-double tonight.
Well, and I always say that the NBA actually, if you're a great scorer in college, the NBA actually, in some ways, limit your game because depending on who you have on your team, you're not going to get those opportunities. So they force you to kind of carve a niche, and you have to be good at your niche. And I think that's what he's done.
Alvarado at the line makes the first, 114.97. As with a minute 27 remaining.
Well, and a good example of that is Tony Allen was a tremendous scorer at
Oklahoma State. He absolutely was.
And when he got in the league with the Boston, I mean, they didn't need him to do that. And so he just became a tremendous defensive player. Reggie Evans,
terrific at Iowa.
Yep.
Grizzlies had Ryan Humphrey, who at Notre Dame was a big time scorer. There were plenty of guys like that just were great college scorers that really didn't score in the pros. Roddy, after the 2 free throws are good, fires a 3. It's no good. It's 114.99. Devontae Graham into the front court, gives left wing for Jose Alvarado. Alvarado around a screen from Jackson Hayes. Drives, gives for Hayes. He had a hard time corralling it. Gives for Herb Jones. Jones a runner with a left hand, no good. Rebound batted around. Grabbed by Xavier Tillman. He'll give it for Kennedy Chandler. Gives it for Conchar. Chandler, Tillman, Roddy LaRavia, and Conchar. 114.99 as 2022 going to close with a victory, and the Grizzlies certainly hoping that in 2023 they close the season with a victory as Tillman lays it up and in. Because you fully expect this team to be in the postseason. If they end the year with a win, that means they won the whole thing. 116.99 Alvarado to Jackson Hayes, who throws it down with 2 hands. Long, athletic big man out of Texas. Really had been kind of at the end of the rotation, but it started to play more. And tonight, 13 points, 4 rebounds in 20 minutes.
And they're going to need him down the stretch. I mean, active. I mean, he's an option.
116-101. Grizzlies are going to just dribble out the clock on the game clock. The shot clock ticks down. They'll be the 19th turnover. And on a night where the Grizzlies hold the Pelicans to 35.2%, only make 5 of 29 from 3. They were 17 of 22 from the foul line. They win the rebounding battle 52-26, and they get 26 assists, but 11 blocks and 14 steals. The defense tonight for the Grizzlies stole the show. The final tonight in Memphis is 116-101 as zeros hit the clock. Streamers from the rafters, and the Grizzlies have the victory inside FedEx Forum. 22-13 now on the season. Pelicans fall to 23-13. They stay a half game ahead of the Grizzlies, with the Grizzlies in action tomorrow night right in this very building hosting the Sacramento Kings. We'll await our post-game guest, and then we'll open up the post-game show. Jessica Benson will come in a little bit later and take over. See who the staff will grab for us tonight on the final night of 2022. Billy Hernan Gomez, Santi Aldama, 2 Spanish national team players, shaking hands. Garrett Temple comes over. He was here for a brief moment in Memphis.
I like G. Temple.
Oh, he was great.
Yeah, fantastic
Part of a
locker room guy.
mid-season trade. Oh, I would. If he's not an assistant coach somewhere when he's done, I'll be shocked.
No doubt about it.
And it's only because if he's not, it's only because he didn't want to. Because he's got a lot to offer the game no matter what. And I was talking with some of the Pelicans people and said, boy, that's a great guy to have on your roster when you got a young team making a real push at a playoff run.
Well, and he's going to be ready to play when his number is called. And when he doesn't play, he still, again, has impact in that locker room. And that's exactly what you need, like you talked about, when you have a young team.
Night in Indiana for the Pelicans, where they only had 10 guys, and he played a lot, and they won going away against a good Indiana Pacers team. Brandon Clark going to join us right now. Final tonight again, 116-101. Grizzlies with a victory. As Desmond Bain talks in the arena, Brandon puts the headsets on, and a nice win for your ball club tonight. You guys came at them really early on, and although they know Brandon Ingram, they still had a lot of their weapons that they generally have. Talk us through this one, because even though you put 116 on the board, which is a great number, it was really the defense tonight that won the game for
sure, man. I mean, this is a game versus a bunch of challenges, really. They got a bunch of players that are very, very good, isolation players. They play a really good team basketball too. And, right now they're ranked 1 in the West. So don't say it. But anyway, this is a game where I feel like we're all just very, very locked in. I mean, this is a game that, like I said, number 1 in the West. So wanted to win that game.
Tell that big fella next to you he's a wanker and leave you alone.
Hey, you are a wanker and leave me alone.
I said that. I'm coming. I'm coming for you. That's twice. Yes. No, he called me a wanker the other night on the air. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I think we can say it, right?
Good.
Yeah, talk a little bit about the approach with Zion. I thought you guys did a really good job on him, in the second half of really forcing him to go right as much as possible. So talk about the
I mean,
with Zion.
Yeah, I mean, Zion is a tough cover man.
Yeah.
I mean, man, he's a very, very good player. I mean, I'm sure that it looks tough guarding him, but on the floor guarding him is a different challenge really that I've had ever.
Yep.
He's so strong and quick and really good at getting by guys, going through guys.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a really good personal challenge for us. I think that we all just really, really locked in. It takes all 5 guys guarding them as a team and, guarding him. So I think it was just a really good team effort.
I did think that defensive play you had on him on the baseline where he stepped out was one of the key turning points.
Yeah.
That's where the run really started. Then talk about, you were just talking to Steven Adams, his presence in the middle with you and he on the floor, you and Jaren and Jaren and him. I mean, that's just a weapon most teams don't have.
Yeah, I mean, our team is really good, man. We got depth.
No doubt.
We got Steve-O coming in, and then we got me coming in. I mean, there's a lot of different, weapons to deal with, lots of different styles of basketball to kind of deal with. So, it's just our team being good, man.
Hey, Happy New Year. Be safe
man.
tonight.
Happy
We'll see
New
you
Year,
tomorrow.
too. Yeah, see you, man.
You got it.
Yep.
Brandon Clark, 12 points, 5 rebounds tonight. Handled the challenge of Zion Williamson throughout the night, and the Grizzlies get the victory over the Pelicans, 116-101. We'll come back. The postgame show starts when we return on the Memphis Grizzlies Radio Network.
That's the end of tonight's game, but don't go anywhere because coming up next, we'll break down tonight's game and wrap things up with tonight's Grizzlies postgame show. Next on the Memphis Grizzlies Radio Network.
What's Grizzlies checking like? Picture a bank voted one of the best places to work in the country, and a team that leaves it all on the court, not just to serve clients, but to wow them. That's what it's like. And if you open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by February 15th, you could get a $200 MasterCard gift card. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Grizzlies checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Member FDIC.
Hey ladies, it's your girl Big Sue. Let's have some real talk about these fibroids and how they're causing you to miss out on life events. Doubling up on your products when you do leave the house, only to keep running to the bathroom because of the bladder pressure. Or maybe you're dealing with pelvic pain so intense it nearly takes your breath away. Be present and win your life back with the Fibroid team at VIP, proud sponsors of the Memphis Grizzlies. Call 901-747-1007. That's 901-747-1007 or online at VIPFibroid.com.
It's time for tonight's Memphis Grizzlies postgame show. Coming up, we'll break down tonight's contest. You'll also get an updated NBA scoreboard and news and notes from tonight's action around the league.
Final tonight, 116-101. Grizzlies get the victory over the New Orleans Pelicans. Your FedEx player tracker tonight. FedEx, proud sponsor of the Memphis Grizzlies. Steven Adams, another double-double, Elliot, and for the big man tonight. He got it at the end with another free throw, but really his work was done on the glass. Had a couple of buckets early on that helped the Grizzlies jump out to a big lead early. They kind of allowed the Pelicans back in the ball game, but really there were only 2 lead changes in this ball game.
Yeah.
Grizzlies led early. The Pelicans took a quick lead. The Grizzlies took the lead right back, and that was it. The Pelicans got it to within 1 a couple of times, did not overcome that deficit. And we know in our experiences how much that matters when you don't get over that hump and the lead extends back. And the Grizzlies do such a good job after some makes of running it back. But Adams was such a presence tonight on the interior. Jonas Valanciunas, only 6 points. He fouls out of the ball game. He really had a hard time sticking with Adams and not fouling. And it forced the Pelicans to go into their bench. Now, their bench tonight plays terrific basketball, and they have 3 guys off the bench in double figures, and they score 46 bench points, and the Grizzlies don't – I think the Grizzlies had 32. But all in all, when you're having to go to your bench to play more minutes, it's not that number can be a little misleading sometimes.
Yeah, but I just think overall they did a fantastic job of having a balanced game, Eric. You think about the starting unit balance, much like Toronto game, the balanced shooting. You look at the guys in terms of attempts. Ja had 22 attempts, but other than that, you had 19 from Des Bain, you had 13 from Jaren Jackson Jr., 8 from Dylan Brooks. He sat out much of the game, and then even that goes all the way down to the bench. And then defensively, they were very disciplined defensively. They had a few little hiccups defensively where the momentum shifted, but overall, they were disciplined defensively, forced Zion to play in the crowd, and that's what you're going to have to do. Make that slight adjustment in the second half and forcing him to go right most of the time, not letting him get to his strong hand, his left hand. And then C.J. McCollum, that's the guy who they really held down. They did a really good job on him, of not giving him opportunity to score the basketball. I know they played last night, but they still focused in on him and did a good job. And here's where I think the game, the way you could have a tremendous difference in the basketball game. When Jaren Jackson Jr. and Des Bane, when both of those guys get going, along with Ja, you have your three-headed monster. Now this team is a completely different basketball team because it allows your other players to play, just do their job. They don't have to try to do anything special. And then you mentioned Steven Adams, but I will say one thing for this basketball team is anytime you can have 3 30-point quarters, Eric, you're going to have a chance to win basketball games.
Yep, and that fourth quarter started with Jaren having the hot hand. He ticked his numbers up. He had 11 in the fourth, and then Ja really got going, finished with 32. John Moran is your International Paper Player of the Game. International Paper, proud sponsor of the Memphis Grizzlies, 32 points, 8 assists on 13 of 22, and that includes 6 missed threes. So Ja was 13 of 16 from inside the three-point line tonight. That was a big, big difference, and it wasn't all drives to the basket. He hit 3 or 4 step-back jumpers, 3 of them on Jackson Hayes in specific.
Well, and you think about how good you have to be, Eric, when you go 5 for 29 from the three-point line. You don't make three-point shots.
And you win by 15?
Absolutely.
It's unbelievable. 116-101. If you'd have told me coming in tonight the Grizzlies are going to shoot 5 for 29 from 3, the Pelicans are 8 for 30, so they're not exactly lighting it up, but they're going to take 36 free throws, and you're going to take 22, and you say you're going to win, I would say you're crazy, and certainly you're out of your mind if you think it's going to be by 15. But that's what happened tonight. The Grizzlies win another one on the home floor, and they have had some magic inside this building. They are now 14-3 on the home floor on the season. The Pelicans fall overall to 23-13, 7-9 on the road. These two teams will meet April 5th inside the Smoothie King Center. Taylor Jenkins is addressing the media. When we come back, Jessica Benson will take you the rest of the way home. Here's the head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies. For Elliot Perry, I'm Eric Hasseltine. Have a safe and happy New Year. Here's Taylor Jenkins. Grizzlies win 116-101. Well, we'll wait for Taylor to take the podium. Thought we heard people talking in there. Hang on. Or were they just testing the microphone? Sounds like the microphone was being tested. All right, let's take a quick timeout. Jessica Benson will take you the rest of the way as the Grizzlies win at 116-101. The postgame show continues right after this on the Memphis Grizzlies Radio Network.
Rehearsals for the school play were really coming along.
Bigger smile, Mr. Squirrel?
Until a custodian accidentally threw away the costumes.
Oh, no.
Everyone was rattled. Miss Garrity forgot how to play. And the Queen of the Hedgehogs almost quit.
Find a new queen.
But replacement costumes were shipped with FedEx. And with added peace of mind from picture proof of delivery, everyone could focus on the perfect opening night. FedEx, where now meets next. For residential delivery only.
Great teams leave it all on the field.